Okay, let's continue. So this is the table that shows the migrants in the Philippines by the year 2013. No? So you can see the difference. The immigrants or those who went to the United States versus those who came from the other countries to the Philippines. No? You can see in the United States, the immigrants is 1,998,932. The next, Saudi Arabia, which has 1,028,802. The next is UAE and Canada, no? And Japan, Australia, Italy, United Kingdom, Kuwait, China, Hong Kong, SAR, and then Qatar, Republic of Korea, Bahrain, Germany, Spain. However, in immigrants, there are only Chinese, there are 36,171 yung pumunta sa atin. No? And then United States of America, mayroong 35,779. Then you can see no, the different countries or nationalities that goes to the Philippines and go out of the Philippines. No? That is the difference. We have more na palabas rather than papasok ng ating bansa. Marami ang papunta doon sa labas ng bansa. Next, factors affecting migration. What are those factors? There are three, no? Demographic, economic, and social. So itong tatlo na ito yung mga nagtutulak no, sa migrations, either demographic, economic, and socials. Demographic, that is the age. No? First, the younger and economically active group of people are the ones who mostly migrate from one place to another in search of opportunities. No? The people of this age group are easily adapted to the new environment. The young children and older age groups of people generally do not migrate. No? Yung mga maliliit. Demographic sex, men generally migrate to other places quite often, though there are more women who migrate to husbands' places after marriage. This is called social mobility. No? Kasi kung nakapag-asawa siya, tatrabaho sa US ang asawa, hindi susunod si Mrs. No? It's either si husband ang susunod kung nandoon na. Mga particular, yung mga medical, no? Medical ano natin. Sa social, marital status due to marriage, women migrate to husband's home, place. No? Similarly, young unmarried women also migrate for the sake of job as they are energetic. Isa din yung political violence. No? People do not like to stay where there are political violence and disturbance. They intend to go to the places with political peace and safe environment. Isa pa ang better facilities. No? People migrate to those places where they have better facilities of health services, educational services, transportation, and communication. Life is easier. As what I've said, no, yung isa kong kliyente, because of the health services, they choose to live in Australia no? Rather than in our country because of poor health services in comparison to Australia. And even educational services that is provided in Canada. And then there are better transportation, communication. Sa maganda ang buhay, greener pasture in the other countries. No? That is a social affect migration. Economic, people have to leave their home and make it at least for a new occupation and employment purposes. No? Mostly people from remote areas come to industrial and urban areas in search of work. So in internal migration, from galing ka sa probinsya, pupunta ka sa mga urban centers. No? Because of the much greater greener pasture. Several people try to lack for employment opportunities in foreign countries. No? Kung galing ka sa province, example, pupunta ka ng another countries, no? Then from remote areas, no, to the other places, positive developing countries benefit from remittances. Marami ang mga remittances na galing sa mga OFWs na yan ang bumubuhay sa ating bansa. No? And then, unemployment is reduced and young migrants enhance their life prospects. Returning migrants bring savings, skills, and international contacts. Yan yung mga economic impact, no, ng migration. So the consequence on the place of origin will be a loss of economically active groups of the population. So magiging loss sa atin yun, lalo na kung mga bata pa yan at mahusay, magiging kawalan sa ating bansa instead na sa ating bansa, sa ibang bansa na sila. And then there will be less competition for jobs and less pressure on supplies. The agricultural production will be reduced due to the lack of workers in the field. No? Yun, kaya yan ang problema ng mga agricultural farm natin because most of the younger generation will prefer to move to the cities rather than remains in their county or the barangays or in their areas. So when agricultural production is reduced, problems of food and nutrition, starvation, and even famine may result. No? So ang source of food production mo magkakaproblema. Yan ay yung magiging epekto ng migration. So negative economic disadvantage through the loss of young workers, loss of highly trained people, especially health workers. Ayun, nangyayari sa atin, no? May mas migration ng mga nurses, doctors, and others. No? Social problems for children left behind or growing up with a wider family circle. Ayan, marami na tayong kwentong naririnig about family, no, na nagka-problema dahil ang asawa ay sa ibang bansa o ang husband sa ibang bansa. Then problema ang mga naiwan. So impact on host countries to positive job vacancies and skills gaps can be filled. No? Economic growth can be sustained. And services to the aging population can be made where there are insufficient young people locally. Kagaya ng sa US, no? The younger Americans do not try to venture in medical profession because of this tedious work. No? However, we have so many nurses, so many medical personnel who want to try and have a good life in the other countries. The pension gap can be filled by the contributions of new young workers, and they also pay taxes. So immigrants bring energy and innovation. Host countries are enriched by cultural diversity. No, kagaya ng sa US. Because of different cultural, different the immigrants came from different backgrounds, different countries. They have cultural diversity. Magkakaiba ang kultura ng Mexican, Indian, Chinese, and others. Okay? So negative depression of wages may occur, but this seems to be temporary. Having workers willing to work for relatively low pay may allow employers to ignore productivity, training, and innovation. That's what we have observed. No? Isang palabas sa Europe, yung mga truck drivers na galing sa Pilipinas, they tend to accept low wages kasi mas malaki na yun kung kumpara nila sa Pilipinas. No? Pasahod sa Pilipinas, mas maliit. So to them, that is big enough. However, in the Europe standard, that is impoverished or mas mababa, no, doon sa standard ng mga Europeano. So migrants may be exploited. Increases in population can put pressure on public services. No, kasi kailangan mo rin ng mga public services, health services, or whatever. So pwedeng ma-exploit ang mga migrants. Unemployment may rise if there are unrestricted numbers of incomers. There may be integration difficulties and friction with local people. Dito na yung papasok yung racism. No? Racism because feeling ng mga lokal ng isang bansa, nawawalan sila ng trabaho dahil sa mga immigrants. No? Large movement of people lead to more security monitoring. So isa pa yun, no? Kung galing ka ng Middle East, galing ka ng isang bansang, they call it terrorist countries, no? Terrorist nations. So kasama ka sa iyong monitor. Isang movement may facilitate organized crime and people trafficking. No? Ito pa yung isang negative niyan. Yung maluwag, pagpasok, paglabas, then it will cause facilitation of organized crime. So here, this is the economic factor. No? Kasama na yung social, that what we call push and pull factors of migration. Push factors of migration are those factors that force an individual to leave the place of origin. Tinutulak ka. They are the disadvantages of particular place or restrictions in the place in which people are living. Pull factors of migration are those factors that attract an individual in a new place. No? Hinihila ka. They are the advantages of the particular place or the benefits that attract the people. So like this one, no? So push and pull factors can be cultural, pwedeng religious freedom, pwedeng demographic, like unbalanced sex ratios and overpopulations, or it might be economic, jobs, no? Environmental, natural disaster, or political. Or pwede ding sa education. Gusto mo doon dahil may scholarship or whatever. Push factors are often negative. For economic conditions, mayroong warfare or giyera. No? Pull factors are often perceived as positive, like a better quality of life, economic opportunities. No? Pupunta ka ng US kasi maganda ang pasahod, malaki ang ano. And then marami silang magagandang balita tungkol sa magagandang pamumuhay, no? Better lives in their countries. So walang kagutuman, walang masyadong natural disaster that we have, at mayroong magandang healthcare services. No? Mayroong magandang education and then whatever. So it will attract, no? People to other countries. Some of the examples of push factor are as follows: lack of employment, lack of health, education and entertainment facilities, dissatisfaction with traditions, norms and values. No? Kung iba yung kultura na nakagisnan, and iba yung kultura na dinatnan, no? Nakasanayan na niya doon sa isang area na kakaiba ang tradisyon. No? It will make people dissatisfied with the tradition and they will move to other location. Pwede rin poverty and low standard of living, no? Kung kahirapan. And then discrimination based on religion, ethnicity, politics. No? Kung mayroong discrimination. Inadequate facilities for maintaining livelihood. And then last, war, riots, violence, and similar catastrophic events. Kung palagi may bagyo, may gera, may kaguluhan. No? So those were the push factors. No? And then the pull factors are better climatic condition, and political stability, better social environment and cultural traditions, better economic possibilities, better employment opportunities, and better facilities for education, health, etc. So for next one, if you want to further your study, no, you can read Tan-E, The Prospects of Philippine Migration, then under the UP Economics, no? And then try to read the reference book for the topic, no, on this topic, population and migration. For the next meeting, I will assign groups to discuss the cultural patterns and processes. You have to present, no, in a PowerPoint presentation the assigned topics. You have to choose now from the two groups. You will refer to the books, no, and cultural patterns and processes. It is exciting because that one of the factor that differ certain population from another population based on the cultural aspect. No, it is good and excite. It will excite you, no, to discuss these topics because we have a diversity in cultural aspect. No? You can different various population based on the cultural aspect. Okay, so we will leave on this and let us meet next time for a further discussion on the cultural processes and patterns. Thank you and good morning to each and every one of us. Bye-bye.